Ramadan.
Time is just gone 4:34 is we continue with the broadcast this afternoon right here on Iftar Drive. I'll be with you right until around a 5:45 before we head over to Maulana Yunus Kawanga. But right now we're going across to be joined by Africa Muslims Agency's regional manager, Hafiz Hussain Choonara. We're talking about AMA's Ramadan Go Beyond campaign, delivering clean water to nations like Malawi and Afghanistan. Hafiz Hussain Choonara, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
Salam Media.
Hafiz Hussain, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Nayat, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Jazakallah khairan so much for joining us, and we trust you're having a wonderful Ramadan, inshallah.
Yes, alhamdulillah. It's 1 week down. Uncle Nayat, time is moving fast. Allah give us all, Allah accept all our ibadah, Allah accept all our dua, and accept all the efforts from every single person, inshallah.
Well, Ramadan, and we know that throughout the year, we know that there is a great need right across the entire world. But for some reason or the other, it actually manifests itself more in the month of Ramadan. I think last week, sometime or the week before, we spoke about Sri Lanka and looking at AMA and your Ramadan Go Beyond campaign, its objectives as well. And it's just like, as I mentioned, in the month of Ramadan, this need just seems to be a lot more greater. And, we're talking now today about Malawi. We want to talk about Afghanistan. We're talking about providing clean drinking water in countries like Malawi and Afghanistan, Hafiz Hussain.
Absolutely, Brother Inayat. It is, we talked about Sri Lanka. This Ramadan, it's about going beyond. And we're encouraging every single person to join Africa Muslims Agency as we go beyond in 22 countries around the world, starting from right here in South Africa, where we're supporting more than 250 community-based organizations with thousands of hampers and iftar boxes, reaching the most needy areas. And as you quite rightly mentioned, Brother Inayat, of course, Africa right now is in absolute dire need. And to put context to that, right now in countries like Malawi, Mozambique, and other countries in Africa, but inflation going close to 50% in many of these countries, we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks, and I've been in some of these villages over the past couple of weeks, literally families consuming grass and consuming ants for consumption as a means of meals, because they cannot afford the nourishment, they cannot afford the food. In fact, they even call it a season. In the season they call it is the hunger season. And this is the reality for hundreds of families in villages across Africa. Cholera also fast spreading in these villages, Brother Inayat and the listeners of Salam Media. And just because people drinking contaminated water, we're seeing people going to the crocodile-infested rivers to fetch water. So we've identified this Ramadan 600 villages in different countries in Africa that are in urgent need of water wells and boreholes. And the teams are on the ground over the past few days, providing hampers, doing the iftar meals, and of course identifying those villages to fulfill your niyyah of water wells and boreholes, inshallah.
Yes, and also I suppose while we are talking about Malawi, we know Afghanistan also. Not very long ago, your sisters, the ladies' delegation, was out in Afghanistan, and again, there also, one can just see this need for water. Really, this need for water is so great right across the entire world. In Sri Lanka as well, I think you and I were talking, and you were talking about people having contaminated water to break their fast for iftar. That is how serious the water crisis is in many of these countries of Islam.
Absolutely. In Afghanistan, it's 2.5 million widows in Afghanistan, a country ravaged by conflict for more than 4 decades. The widows and the orphans that live in those mountains, currently, if they do not have access to clean drinkable water, they would take water from surface of sewage streams. Let's say that again. They're taking the surface water of a sewage stream. No, how is it right in today's day and age that we allow that for our mothers, our sisters, our kids, the children, the orphans, for them to consume sewage water to quench their thirst. And that's why the teams are on the ground right now opening boreholes in Afghanistan, in Kabul, in the surrounding villages to ensure that the people have access. One is to clean, drinkable water, but the dignity it provides to the families. In Sri Lanka, the same situation, as you quite rightly mentioned, Brother Inayat, that also 40% of the population in Sri Lanka right now experiencing very difficult times with food and water hard to come by. So the Go Beyond movement is about crossing those mountains, to reach those widows, to reach those orphans, to cross the crocodile infested rivers, whatever means possible to reach the most needy areas, those most needy villages, to ensure that this Ramadan is a very different Ramadan, because every single day, people in those villages, whether it's in Afghanistan or Gaza or in Malawi or in South Africa, would go beyond their norm, beyond the norm, to have a morsel of food or a sip of water. What we say is join Africa Muslims Agency as our teams are on the ground, as we go beyond to ensure that we can deliver food and nourishment and water to the hundreds of villages in Africa or in South Africa or in Gaza or in Afghanistan, so that those people who are the rightful owners and beneficiaries don't have to go beyond to have a morsel of food or a sip of water. Inshallah.
Yes, I was saying, I know, look, I know you've obviously traveled extensively to all these countries that we are talking about. And something we need to also understand, that we know that there are huge challenges. There are massive challenges that these communities are faced with. But looking at it from Africa Muslims Agency's perspective, in terms of addressing and overcoming these challenges and water and undertaking these water projects. Now, you speak about some of the most rural areas, outlying areas. You speak of hundreds of villages. Now, that alone in itself presents a challenge to get to these places, so that you may be able to identify, whether it's you need a borehole, you need a well, or whatever it is, and to address the needs. And I'm sure, if you could just take us through some of these challenges, because sometimes, I think, it's fine for some people, say, okay, fine, African Muslims Agency is doing the job, but it's no easy job as well. It's no easy task.
Well, not exactly that. It's about identifying those needy areas. It's not about putting the water well in the city or in the main road. It's about going beyond. It's about going onto the gravel road for 5 to 6 hours, where you literally think you're in the middle of a jungle, and finally coming into a village. And sometimes the 4x4 cannot go further. You get onto a motorbike and you ride for kilometers, and then you end up walking, and then you get to a village, and these people need water. And you realize that this is, again, we always have to remind ourselves, Brother Inayat, that if it's brought to our attention, Allah brought it to our attention for a reason. And Allah doesn't need you, He doesn't need me or anybody to change any situation anywhere on the world. But we need, Allah brought it to our attention for us to fulfill our niyyah, whatever is in our heart. And we know the best amongst us all is to serve another, to bring a change, to serve, to impact positively another human being. And Allah rewards us for that. And the best of charities is water. So yes, the teams are permanently on the ground in different countries, identifying the most needy villages. So if somebody says, I would like to fulfill my niyyah, I would like to sponsor a water project for my parents who've passed away, or for my children, or for the ummah, what we would do is, we've already identified the most remotest village. With that niyyah and sponsorship, we would build the water well or the borehole, and then send feedback to the donor of exactly the location of where this water well is, which country it's built in, how many people benefit from this project as well. And once it's complete, send you the video, the certificate of the completion with your niyyah, and to see the change, the inspiring moment when this water well is open, when this borehole is open, the joy expressed by the locals that they have clean, drinkable water, that now they no longer have to walk kilometers on a daily basis to fetch water. They can go to school, for a woman to wash with a dignity in her own home instead of washing in the public stream. This is the joy and the dua, and Allah knows you've been part of this process, and He accepts your niyyah, inshallah. Ameen.
Inshallah, I mean, I was saying we're going to go for a quick ad break. We'll be back with you.
and bursts with intricate freshness, and every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and freezer card calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Abu Huraira narrated that he heard the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, say, "In black seed there is a healing for every disease except death." This Ramadan, experience the health benefits of this ancient blessed seed by using the Tib Black Seed range. Black seed assists the body to boost immunity, regulate blood sugar levels, reduce inflammation, and act as a potent antioxidant. Experience a holistic approach to health by introducing the Tib Black Seed range into your Ramadan routine. Available in capsules, pure cold-pressed oil, and a vapor rub. Trust Tib Health Sciences for quality black seed products. For more information, visit blackseed.co.za. Available at leading pharmacies.
This Ramadan, join hands with Muslim hands to make a meaningful difference in the lives of millions worldwide. Your zakah and sadaqah can be the lifeline for those in need. Together we can nourish the hungry in South Africa and across the globe, offer clean water to impoverished communities, empower women with sustainable livelihoods, and bring relief to families grappling with the aftermath of natural disasters and conflict. Be their beacon of hope today. Connect with us at muslimhands.org.za or dial 021 633 6413 to extend your support.
Join Africa Muslims Agency to make an impact that goes beyond the ordinary this Ramadan. When you donate towards a water well or borehole, your contribution goes beyond just providing water. It creates a ripple effect of opportunity, from ensuring food security to improving health, education, and income opportunities. Every drop you give brings hope and transforms lives. So this Ramadan, join us in giving the charity that goes beyond. Give water with Africa Muslims Agency.
You are listening to Salam Media live from our headquarters in South Africa. This is Salam Media, keeping you company this Ramadan.
Emergivec Sharia, South Africa's first and only fully Sharia compliant family medical takaful and wellness product, wishes all our listeners Ramadan Kareem. Download the Emergivec app today and get free immediate access to Emergivec Sharia collection of du'as, hadith, Quran, and much, much more. As we continue this afternoon with none other than Hafiz Hussain, Choonara, Africa Muslims Agency. Hafiz Hussain, just to continue, and you mentioned the huge challenges that are presented, at times, but alhamdulillah, doing wonderful work, Africa Muslims Agency. So by the time somebody decides he wants to put up a well or a borehole or whatever it is, all the work, all the homework is actually being done. And alhamdulillah, that speaks volumes of the service that you are rendering. And again, when we talk of water, we know there is huge reward. There's massive reward when it comes to water. Sawab Jariya, we hear about it over and over again. And, these are those pass on as well. And, what better gift than the gift of water and making or utilizing the benefits of Sawab Jariya fully, Hafiz Hussain.
Absolutely, and also what better month, Brother Inayat, to seek the opportunities. As you quite rightly said, the best of charities to give is water, and we understand, as most of us would love to, some of us, of course, miss loved ones that have passed on, and to find that peace. Allah gives us the opportunity to do sadaqah jariyah and those that have passed on in their name, because when you do it in their name, they get in the reward. And you bring some kind of peace. Allah gives you peace in your heart to know that whatever you're doing, whatever capacity, whether you sponsor a well or a borehole or even towards it, it's never the rands or the dollars, but only the niyyah. Allah only looks at the niyyah, and to know that those people are receiving right now, as per your intention, the reward. And that's what a great opportunity. And of course, you can do for yourself as well. For while sometimes people think only when you pass on. No, while you're still alive, for your children, even for your marriage, for nikah, those who are getting married, as a gift to give to the couple. Also, you can do a sadaqah jariyah for the blessings of Allah. You could do a water project as well. But the challenges are real, and the impact of these water wells and boreholes or in Afghanistan or in Africa makes a massive difference, because the people live off the land, which means without water, they don't have crops. With water, they're able to grow food and grow crops. Young children, especially girls, do not go to school in Africa because they would walk many kilometers on a daily basis to fetch water. And now, of course, with a water well or borehole, they're able to have access to clean, drinkable water. And we talked about the situation in Afghanistan, where people would normally consume the surface of sewage water. Brother United teams, as we speak, over the past few days, have also been active in Gaza. Gaza in the forefront of every single person's mind right now. We know the people going in Gaza, struggle for survival on a daily basis. And Africa Muslims Agency has 4 teams that are based in Gaza currently. Everything we do is sourced in Gaza, alhamdulillah. And over the past few days, able to feed only through the mercy of Allah and with your generosity, able to continue the feeding in North Gaza, to continue feeding in South Gaza, as well as continue feeding at Masjid al-Aqsa. And this happens on an ongoing basis. One of the families that we met, one of the mothers, Brother Inayat, and she said, give us anything to eat, even if you mix it with sand. Give us anything to eat, even if you mix it with sand. That's the dire situation of the people of Gaza right now as you and I speak.
Yes, Hafiz Hussain. And also, let's talk about Ramadan, and it is an opportunity. Obviously, you have your fundraising initiative. You've got the upcoming pledge event on Hilal TV and its role in fundraising in Ramadan. And this is where you're going to appeal to individuals, to communities to get involved and to participate into this or to participate in this Go Beyond campaign that Africa Muslim Agency calls it.
Absolutely. There's a number of initiatives happening over the next few days, and of course throughout the month of Ramadan. On Friday night, like Brother Inayat said, on Hilal TV at 9:30 p.m. special guests in studio, but from around the country, inshallah. But the purpose and the objective of the pledge line on this Friday night is to encourage every single one of you to join Africa Muslims Agency as we go beyond in 22 countries around the world. So whether your niyyah is zakah or sadaqah or lillah, whether you like to feed one person or you like to feed a family or you like to feed an entire community where thousands of people would benefit per day, iftar and suhoor, or you like to do a water well or a borehole, or you like to do both. What we're finding, Brother Inayat, over the past few days, alhamdulillah, people are coming together as families and saying, look, can you create a crowdfunding link for a water well for myself, for my family, for those that have passed on, and me and my family would like to do one well together. And it's amazing how that happens quickly. And within no time, people would, because you send it out to your family, your cousins, your uncles and aunts, within no time that link is complete. And it's one well done for your niyyah, for those that are passed on, for your children. And you can do that towards feeding a village, whether it's in Gaza or South Africa. Say, look, me and my business or my family or my social club would like to take out a link or come together to maybe feed one village, whether it's in Africa, or feed a refugee camp, a Syrian camp, a Palestinian camp, or feed in Afghanistan or Yemen or in South Africa. And also we'd like to encourage people to join us in the different parts of South Africa, to give us your time and join us, whether it's in the mass iftar programs we're having on a daily basis or in the distributions efforts that are happening around the country as well.
Well, inshallah, Allah make it easy for you and for everybody else at Africa Muslim Agency. Hafiz Hussain, Jazakallah khairan so much for that. Just a final appeal to the people, to our listeners, our viewers.
Jazakallah khair to Salam Media for the opportunity. May Allah bless you, Brother Inayat. Allah bless the radio station, take you from strength to strength. May Allah bless every single person out there and grant him a blessed Ramadan. And may Allah accept their niyyah. And we encourage them to please connect with Africa Muslims Agency as the teams are on the ground going beyond in 22 countries around the world. You can go to our website, africamuslimsagency.co.za, or offices around the country open 7 days a week. And if you want any updates from the different countries on social media at Africa Muslims Agency. Jazakallah khair. Wa alaikum assalam.
Inshallah, Ameen. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hafiz Hussain Choonara with us, regional manager at Africa Muslims Agency, and looking ahead at the pledge line that will be taking place on Hilal TV on Friday, looking at AMA's role in fundraising for Ramadan. And more importantly, how can you and I, individuals, communities, business people, participate in these campaigns? And this is for humanity. This is for the benefit of humanity right across the entire world, and also locally here in South Africa. Well, we are heading very closely to 5 p.m., which is the Asr Azan time. And at around 5 minutes past 5, we will be joined by political analyst and struggle veteran Pulem Monama, reflecting on South Africa's human rights and governance track record over 30 years into democracy and leading up to the elections. And also we've got at around 17:35, what prompted Pakistan to conduct airstrikes in Afghanistan, and what could potentially follow. And we'll be talking with writer and news producer at TOL News Afghanistan, Siyal Yusufi, who will be joining us. And that's all before we hand over to Maulana Yunus Kawanga at around 5:45. So fair amount to still come on the show this afternoon. Stay with us. We're going to go for the Asr Azan break. We'll be back with you at around 5 minutes past 5.